start the recording. So this is going to be a P1, P2 stream, P3 as well, potentially. If we have time, we'll do Q1, Q2, Q3 as well. But it is going to be practice around Suzuka. A reminder, we're trying to build out the specs, the department specs, as quick as possible. So we're literally just bouncing from cheapest upgrade to cheapest upgrade. We're not touching the personnel department because Yarno Opmir is going to be replaced anyway. So we're just, not against Opmir, by the way, but we're just continuing to move along. So we want to basically jump about as quickly as we can to get these departments upgraded. Personnel will be the last one we do. So I actually might as well. I keep thinking about it because it's like, well, then when I get a second driver, they could be good. Like they can start to get the benefits right off the bat. But I don't know if that's something. I just don't know. Honestly, I just don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. Is I haven't figured out if I want to upgrade the personnel or not. I think going for the actual departments because they give you resources and upgrade time and whatchamacallit. Mainly just the resources and the upgrade time. The failure chance is a little significant, but build time and resource point generation are the big two. I think that is really what we're looking for. In the R&D department, there you go, 2275. We are obviously the weakest car on the grid. Aerodynamics-wise, we're the weakest car. Chassis-wise, we're the weakest car. Powertrain, we are smack dab in the middle. We are 6th out of 11th. And then durability, we are 6th out of 11th. So we're smack dab in the middle on durability and powertrain, but everything else we are not. And we are moving in to Suzuka. So we have Suzuka coming up now. I'm going to launch Winamp so we can get some music going. But yeah, Suzuka. And oh, it's taking a little bit to load. Okay. I do have to do a setup when I get in there. So there is that. And here we go. So Suzuka, weekend preview, development's completed. There's the forklift, dry, thankfully. So we do have a rivalry now with Guan Yu Zhou, by the way. So that's the other thing, is we do have a rivalry to upkeep. Let's, without further ado, get into the practice session. We do want to feel this track out. So
Suzuka is an old school favorite, an old seat of motorsport in a place where so many champions have been crowned. Let's get the weekend started then.
And Suzuka straight off the bat now. It's the 4th race of the season. So look over at Haas, what they've been able to do. Right, now then, let's get into setting up our car. Rivalries aren't good, sir. We have to pick one. So, unfortunately. So, we've had to pick one. So, it's going to be 48-32 for the Arrow, 75-55 for the differential, and then the engine braking will be at 100%. Suspension geometry, we're going to get minus 3.2, minus 2.2, and then just 0, flat 0, and 0.15. Let's see, suspension. I'll catch up in chat in a minute. Suspension is going to be 41 at 1, 21 and 16. And then 25 and 65. 25, 65. And then finally brakes. Well, not finally, but brakes, 98-54. And the tires are full max. The whole, get every single pound of pressure on the tires. So, and that should be that. So as soon as I get done adding tire pressure to these two, I can click back in OBS and then click back in the game and have the chat on the right side of the screen. So let me save this car setup. This is going to be, is it still June? Yeah, it's going to be June, Japan, F1, dry. Good old Mega Man. But yeah, welcome along, Chicken Parm Dinner. Good to see you. I have to say. So let's, for the time being, I don't know why I did that. It's not going to matter anyway. We're doing the practice programs, but tire management and track acclimatization. So tire management we'll do on the mediums, and we'll do a flying lap. So again, P1 will be the practice programs. P2 will be the long stint, assuming that we've completed the practice programs. And then Q3 will be, 180R is so different now. This is not 180R. Oh, that was 180R. Oh my god, it feels so different, 180R. So. But yeah. It's, oh, this track feels so much different than what it does in 23. Right off the bat. And it might just be the setup, but also, like, it just feels, woo, way different. Let's see. Down to this tough left-hander. Let me just shift the pedals an inch towards me. There we go. And then we got spoon curve coming up. And part of me wants to save all the ERS because the back straight onto this back straight all the way through to chicane. But I have to be careful because, again, it's about monitoring ERS, right? And you'll want it for the front straight as well. Second through the speed trap. Did I keep the tires below 118 is the question.
Okay, test complete.
Oh, I don't know.
Really good job in...
I totally forgot. You don't actually know.
Well done.
Did I keep the tires below 118 is the question. Yes, that's green. So we'll move on to track acclimatization. We're going to do those on the softs, obviously, because the gates require you to be a certain distance from them, a certain distance from the apex. So you want more grip, I think, for the track acclimatization.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
I don't think a track acclimatization, thankfully, has anything to do with time. I don't think you have to meet a target time. You don't. It's all about the points. And how quickly you go through these gates. Remember, we upped the difficulty from the last one. I greened one gate so far. Racing line is one of the development boost targets. Oh, I've greened 2 gates. Doing okay so far, though. Ah! That's the thing about spoon curve, is that that inside curve will punish you. Is purple? No, purple's the best. So red is fail, green is pass, purple is excellent. So you want purple. So when you have a sector, that they have a thing in F1 called purple sector or purple lap, and that is usually the fastest. If you set a purple sector, you've set the fastest time of any car in that sector, and it's the same thing with a lap. If you set a purple lap, it's a fastest lap. Yeah, see, perfect, good, and then if I were to have any fails, it would be red. So track acclimatization's done. We're flying through these. We got the race strategy next. This is a 5-lap practice program. So we're going to do that next.
Okay,
and
give us
as
some good,
the moment that we have a yellow flag, what the fuck? Magnussen spun in the bridge underneath the straight. So sorry, gang. Competitive cornering speeds, manage tire wear, a clean lap, and you want to beat the time. You have to beat the delta for 5 laps. Ooh, man, we held it through there. We held it flat, and the back end wanted to step out, but we're holding it flat. That's pretty good for the medium tire, at least. I have no idea how the hards are going to be. We're probably going to use the hards on a we're going to use the hards on a stint next session, the practice 2. That'll be the longest session on the stream today, is practice 2. Because that's going to be the tire wear test that I like to do, and the handling test I like to do. How does the car handle with a full load versus obviously a lesser load? I didn't even use any ERS on this back straight, and we're going to pass. We're right now still a second up, set to pass. So that's lap 1 passed. All the development boosts are passed, thankfully. So now it's just about beating the time for the next 3 to 4 laps, which we're up on. We're waiting to see what we can do, obviously, in terms of result for the weekend, because we upped the difficulty, and Suzuka is not traditionally one of my better tracks. So even though I really enjoy it, I think it's a great track. I tend not to do great here. So I'll wait and see how we fare. Obviously, you can see we don't have a ton of pace. We're ahead of Hulkenberg right now in Bottas. But it is just a practice session. And they are on the harder tire as well. So I don't know if points are going to be available for us, unlike in Australia, and we threw them away in Australia, unfortunately. But we'll see what Japan has in store. We greened lap 2. It definitely feels a lot better this year, I will say. Suzuka's feels so much better to drive. Traditionally, the turns are really rigid. and you get so much understeer in them. That's been a problem in F1 21, 22, and 23 that I've had. This year feels right. Just early thoughts running on 24. This is the first time I've run this track. It doesn't feel as there's much understeer in the car around some of these turns. This turn was traditionally extremely tight, especially in the older games like 2012. But even in 21, 22, it was very tricky. You constantly lost the back end going up that left-hander. And right now, it feels great. Car does feel a little loose, but nothing in terms of a huge danger. It just feels right now like a solid car. ERS is an interesting state. I cut it at 50% on the back straight, which leads me down to 130R, and then I get to about 10% here on the front, which I think is pretty much where you want to be. Ooh, that inside curve. That's the only thing that's still about Suzuka, especially the S's, the sector one, is that the curb here and in spoon curve is very, very dangerous. You lose the car pretty much immediately. So there is that. We've got 2 laps to go here on our race strategy. We are green still. That's good. Oh, I don't know why I downshifted like an idiot. So used to the old games where you actually couldn't take 130R flat, even though the game told you got to take 130R flat. It was very hard to. That is a green lap 4. We've got one more lap in this practice session, or in this practice program, I should say. That curve, those curves, man. You got to get as close to them as you can without actually touching them. Into 130R, or not, sorry, spoon now. I cut it at 50. Part of me wants to rerun it back here on this. No, you just got downshift. You know, maybe when the cars develop more, 8th gear will come along, but right now, the car really doesn't want to go in 8th gear.
Complete and a job well done. We got some excellent
Good old
data with that
ESPN
run, so
baseball and the SNES, man. Not a lot of people remember that game. 132.674 is my best lap. That's on options. Half the session is gone now, so let's see where we stand 27 minutes into the session. Piastri's got a purple 1 and 2, but Hamilton's got a purple 3. He's the fastest car in the field. Zhou is on a 31.6. What the actual fuck? He's my rival. What the fuck? How's he going to do that the moment I pick him for a fucking rivalry? So I was going to say, Bottas. So I did my 132 on mediums. So if technically every tire type is a half a second, then I should be somewhere around a 132.1 for my qualifying. Bottas is going to be around that if he was on softs, because he did his 133.1 on the hards, right? But that still puts me like a whole half a second off of Joe. So that's my only concern. We still have Max is down here as well in the hards. He'd be on a 30.9. That'd be good enough right now for really Max's 30.9, hypothetical 30.9 wouldn't be particularly very great. We'll see how we do. Qualifying is always much different. That's the end of Q. We're going to skip through the end of P1. We're going to run a mega session in P2, and then we're going to run qualifying laps in P3, and that's how we'll do it. P2 will be the hard session tire. It'll be the full tank of fuel. It'll be Magnussen got disqualified? How the oh, because he had the glitch. Oh my god. EA and glitches in their F1 games. Like we said, Session 2, Otmir just did a 32.8 on softs. So, which is not great. He's gonna be at the bottom of the field. That 32.8 on softs is, I mean, you're looking at Bottas on a 32.1 potentially, Pierre on a 31.9. You're looking at, yeah, we're towards the back of the field now. I'm still looking at 5/10, which would put me right up here at like 12. This is a fucking phenomenal song. So. More XP.
And if today's practice is anything to go by,
so here's the
we're in
final
for an
table.
exceptional
Sainz
weekend
with the
of
fastest.
Formula
Norris might not catch him if he swapped over. Where is Verstappen? So if he did a 30.1, he's still hanging on the bubble here. Oddly enough. Yeah, Otmir did a 32.8. Bottas was only 3/10 slower, and he's on the hard. So you got to think Bottas will blow by him. And if I went to the softs, I would probably bump up to 13. I'm looking at the right lap would be 13 probably, which is just ahead of. Oh no, I would be on. I'm 32.1. Sorry, so I would bump up, not 31.1. I would bump up here to 18th. We are the slowest car in the field, though. Most underdeveloped car as well. We're only 3 rounds into season 1, so of course that's the way it's going to be. You can see the car's just not got a lot of developments on it. So there's the table on the right. Well, we'll get there. I think we'll get there in the end. Practice 2, our longest practice session. And at the rate we're going, we should be able to get practice 3 and the qualifying in. So here is, whoa. Here is what we're going to do. It's the hard tire. Let's go to car setup. It's the full tank of fuel on the car. And I might run this practice session on gearbox 1 and swap to gearbox 2 for the P3, because this one's got 45% wear on the gearbox, and that gearbox is shot. So the gearboxes are lasting me about 3.5 races, which is not great. It would mean 7, 14, and at 20.5, I would need to take a penalty for an additional gearbox. It's expected to take penalties for an additional gearbox because the durability is only 7 out of 23 or 24 or whatever. So these parts are going to wear quicker than normal. I mean, the MGUH is already on 32. The ICE alone is on 45, actually, right there with the gearbox. So we might be swapping that one out too. Let's get onto the track though. We'll run our P2 on these parts. We'll swap over to the new parts as well for the race. And then we'll probably run. This is not what I hate having to do that every single time. Switch it over to none. We'll probably run P1 on the new parts and then go run P2 on the old ones at the next race. Whatever that is. I don't even know what the calendar's like anymore because they just swapped everything around. So I'm out here going whatever the fuck race 5 is. So again, this is going to be full tank of fuel with the hard tires. So we are going to be quite slow. We should even probably finish behind Otmir in 22nd on the leaderboard. But we're measuring tire wear, which is only done so through runs like this. No, go back, by the way. I want Mining Melancholy. I'm playing that another 2 times. Fucking great song. The best song in all the Diddy Kong or Donkey Kong Country soundtracks, even though the level is fucking nightmare. I saw something on Insta like months back about it that was like, millennials will know the trauma of this level, and it was fucking Mining Melancholy, and yeah, it was, that level was, oh my god, or Minecart Madness was the actual name of the level. And yeah, that level was fucking so agitating. Great game though, but a 36.5 or 36.3, sorry. We will want to improve that. The fuel, just having a full tank is worth about three full seconds. So, and the tires hard to soft is about another second. So, you're looking at like a 32.3 here for the equivalent run on softs with a low tank of fuel, a qualifying equivalent run, I should say. But that's still not good enough. I think Joe put what, a 31.5 or 31.6. So we want to be somewhere around there. You can see Leclerc just did a 31.4, so we're 5 seconds off the purple pace. And really the tank and the tires only account for 4 of it, so we're a full second off the pace of the leader. Let's see what we can do here by not shifting into 8th. It's another 2/10. Puts us hypothetically at like a 32 flat. Don't mind that. It'll be hard to judge as we burn laps, by the way, because then obviously fuel will be coming off the car. So this is more about the tire wear than anything else. I skipped right over it. There we go. About 2% for the fronts per lap, although we're a little bit in lap 3. Leclerc with a 31.4. Wow, that's a Solid lap on mediums. Go back one more time. Anyway. Third in the speed trap. I'd have to burn all my ERS to get first. I would be left with basically none for this straight. Another 1.4 off, so I'm into the 35 nines. Still with a pretty full tank of fuel, so I'm honestly, for a qualifying lap, looking at something like a 31.5 is what I'm going to be aiming for. With the no tank of fuel. Anything lower than a 31.5 I think would be great. Trying to out-qualify Zhou for the early lead in the rivalry ahead of the race, which will be on another date, of course. Will not be tonight. I am still burning ERS like an idiot. I have to spend the whole rest of the lap recharging it. Hope I have enough when I get over to Spoon. Which I might not have enough when I get over Spoon. I might be on 70. I'm 8/10 off the pace this lap anyway. It's pretty much a, this lap is a gone lap. It's a dead lap. I can go deep with it now into this turn though. That felt like a really good series of turns. Six tenths. And this bastard's passing me on the outside. I'm going to give him one of the best laps he's ever had. Well, that's a really, really good lap. A 35.4. That took a lot of focus. But that's a very good lap. Means the 31, that's like a 31, maybe 4.5. Well, probably another half of a tenth of a second, so it's probably right at 31.5 on the quali, if that was a quali lap. So that was really good. Hearts don't feel too bad around here. There's definitely an advantage to be gained. It's not like Saudi Arabia, where the hard tire was definitely quickest at some point. You know, Saudi Arabia, you had to go on the hard. You really, if you didn't, you kind of lost the race. Same with Bahrain. Bahrain kind of requires the hard tire because of just how demanding that track is on rear tires. I mean, that track is just completely unforgiving on rear tires. So you knew you were going to find yourself on them at some point during the race. I don't know if that's going to be the case here at Suzuka. That is awful. That is so bad. I gotta remember on the run up to this left-hander, I can probably use some curves because I'm gonna get it back under the braking. Just like I like to use it here, is I can get it back on the run up to the turn. Really fucked up spoon, and that's why I'm red, but it's only a 10th. I'm wondering if I can recover it. Only about half a 10th. 35.3. Right. This is going to be a setup lap or something, but I do know I do know how to ERS down to 130. The only problem I have is 130 into the chicane. I'm a little bit exposed, but it's not a great overtaking spot. The chicane is very hard to overtake, so you're kind of left with a scenario where you want the DRS on the straight, and then I have enough ERS. If I cut it at 130, I can get myself down almost into the right-handed turn-in. I've run out basically here. By then we're in the start of the turn, so pushing too hard, I went offline. That's a 10th. This is the corner. This is what I'm talking about, the run down here to this left-hander. It's under braking and the next straight. You're going to get all that ERS back if you have it switched to off. Then you're going into you're just going down this straight with it maxed out. 13th in the speed trap. Wow. This is the only danger part is once you hit 10 here. Yeah, you got about 250 meters into the corner where you're a little exposed. This feels all right, flat. Got the shit out of that turn. And now here we go. It definitely feels like a two-part turn. In previous years, you didn't have that little respite in the middle of the turn. It was one of these things where you were just gliding through it, and then you let up off the gas, and at some point you had to get back on the. You had to really. That's the turn. That's the kind of turn that taught you how to trail brake, essentially, in older versions of the game. Because you would start, you would brake, and then you could lift, and then after you're done, after you lift, you could coast it through the first half of spoon, and then as that turn tightens, you had to learn how to brake while you were still turning the wheel. So if any turn is going to teach you really how to trail brake, spoon curve is going to be the one that does it for you. Because you don't trail brake in that turn in previous editions of the game, you lost a lot of time. I missed the apex there. The car just wanted to keep carrying on. I have to be careful here. I'm not going to have the full ERS allotment here coming out of spoon. Oh, I am. I got there in the end. And 130R is traditionally a really good overtaking spot, but in editions past of this game, it would be very hard to. Now it feels like it's actually a proper overtaking opportunity. Going green in the first sector without using any ERS really outside of that straight. About learning where to defend. Do 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 do. Manikage. Do 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 do. Manikage. What's up, first goal? How you doing, man? Good to see you. We're playing, it's a practice stream tonight. We're doing P1, P2, P3, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the race will be, actually probably, in all honesty, if my partner Snicky, my partner in crime on the F1 series, doesn't message me and say they want to play, then we'll probably do the race tomorrow night. Not much, man. Figured I'd hop on, see how F1 24 is doing. Actually, honestly, when this game came out, I was so upset. I was so disappointed. They said they were going to work on a handling patch. On June 9th, they released the handling patch, and it drives incredible now. I will say that. It feels awesome after the handling patch. I mean, it's EA, yeah, of course. So, but honestly, after the June 9th patch that they released, it feels super nice to handle. If you liked 23, it will race just like 23. But I shouldn't say it races just like 23. It's a little bit smoother than 23 now, which is great. It feels really good finally. So, but yeah. I'm the sucker that, despite the fact that EA releases it and it's shit every time at launch, I still play it. I just love playing the games too much. So I'm sure we all know as Football Manager fans the same thing as well. No matter how bad SI can release the game, in whatever state it's in. But yeah, it feels good. Let me see what tire wear is. So it's about 1% a lap on the hard. It's a little more than that. So I know one thing. I love Suzuka. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, I love Suzuka. It's a great track. And in previous editions of the game, I hated driving it at times because it just felt really narrow. It just felt just way too much understeer. And oh, I'm an idiot. I have overtake on still. I've burnt all my fucking overtake like a dumbass. And I meant to save it for the straights. But I will say, Suzuka feels really good this time around. Like, it's awkward to drive Suzuka in F1 2012. Which is another version of the F1 game I'm currently playing. It's actually really awkward to drive it in that game. But feels nice. So, Australia feels freaking unbelievable in this game. But Australia's always been a good track to drive. Really, it doesn't matter what version of the game. Australia's always felt solid. It's just a solid racetrack. So, what you up to, FGS? You got the draft tomorrow night, don't you? Is it tomorrow night? I'm pretty sure you guys got that draft tomorrow night. I want to say I heard it was tomorrow night. Not 100% sure. The NACL draft, if I remember correctly. So, I think it's getting moved. Okay. I'll keep an eye on it because the guest that y'all booked is freaking sick. It's awesome that they're doing that. I'm allowed to say it, right? It's public knowledge, isn't it? Who you guys have coming on. I think it's public knowledge at least. Yeah, man. Okay, alright, cool. So, yeah, Zealand. The great Zealand is coming on to do, as a guest host of the show, the draft show. Which, like you said, it might be getting moved, but I thought originally it was scheduled for tomorrow night. So, I'm looking forward to that. I might not catch it. I may be live myself, but it's something where I'm definitely going to watch the VOD the next day at work. We might move it to next week, but I'm away on work. That's terrible. What is the draft? Like, is it something that actually happens in IRL Canadian Premier League, or is it just something you guys do in between seasons to help freshen things up? Those Lesmos. It does happen IRL, but Dill manually changes the stats to raise the league. Gotcha. That makes sense. So. Yeah, I'm what you guys going on is pretty neat with the NACL. I actually one day hope it becomes big enough you guys can expand into like an MLS almost, you know, an MLS owner save or something like, or not owner save, but something like that. But it, you know, things like that, the logistics of scheduling 8 people, it's tough enough, let alone 20 to 30. But yeah, it's awesome, man. And I know this is going to be what, season 4, I think, coming up. So yeah, the schedule is what holds it back, to be honest. We go through quick. Yeah, I figured. Who are you again? And I'm trying to remember who you are. Are you Valor? Or are you Calgary? I can't remember who you play as in the NACL now. Valor, yes, I was right. The price of Winnipeg. Yeah, nice. How are you? Oh, the pride of Winnipeg. Yeah, of course. Why would it be the price of Winnipeg? Oh my God. Ron Burgundy moment from me there. How are you feeling going into season 4? Because if I remember correctly, you said you didn't make the playoffs this last season. So, and I think what, there's 8 teams and a lot more comfortable. Good. I think there's 8 teams and what, 5 of you make playoffs or something, some shit like that. I think I understand the team now. Okay. That's good. There's movements I want, but we'll see if they go through. Gotcha. Yeah, man. What's your main formation? What do you mainly use for Valor? Or what did you mainly use for Valor in season 3? You don't have to spill any beans here. But I have a season 3 used to do 4-2-2-2. God, I hate that fucking formation. Wait, when you say a 4-2-2-2, is it really like a 4-2-2-2, or is it essentially like a 4-4-2 diamond? Or is it like actually a 4-2-2-2? For 2 DMs, 2 attacking midfield, 2 strikers. Do the attacking midfielders play narrow or wide? That's the big question. That's the one I want to know. If they play wide, it's not too bad. One on attack does. No one on attack does. The supports play wide. Okay. It's offset with the. Okay. Is that strikers? One on A, one on attack, one on support. Okay. See, I personally. Oh fuck! You got the ads. Rip. I didn't get a notification. Otherwise, I would have snoozed them. Fuck me. Anyway. Yeah. So, if I have a support striker, then my attacking midfielder is on support. Okay. Well, oh good. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay. I can't believe we're already 34 minutes into this freaking practice session. We've only done 19 laps as well. Whoa, that's a slide. That's a hell of a slide. And we are starting to get a little wear on these tires. We're starting to get into the grain territory. Great song. In fact, it's a great game. Kirby Superstar is probably the best Kirby game still to this day that's been made. I think the tires just don't have enough in them to push a purple lap or a green lap, not even a purple lap, just a green lap. Oh, yellow. We find that way wide. We're so, yeah, the tires are not cooperating anymore. Burned about 20 laps worth of fuel. It's not burning at an abnormal rate, so woo, that's a ban. Thank you. I'm wondering maybe if braking late there was maybe the way to go. I mean, obviously you can brake late going into turn 1. I let up off the gas there. That was a mistake. You're back. Welcome back. Sorry about that. But see, your tactic, look, you know better than me. I'm not a tactical genius when it comes to FM. I never have been. But I don't know. I like really stretching the pitch. Like dude, let me ask you this actually. Really interesting question when it comes to the NACL. Do you guys still get asked for pitch dimensions at the start of every season? Like you can actually alter the size of your pitch for the NACL? I think we do, yeah. And do you set it to default, or do you actually, is there an option you prefer? I prefer the longest. Okay. I guess because I like pace. That makes sense. I usually do literally the maximum allowed. So long, but then also wide. And then I'll play a 4-2-3-1, and I'll chalk the width is good, but in this FM the mid is best place to exploit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of strategies like a 4-2-2-2. You're not the only one I've seen use the 4-2-2-2. That's, and I'm like, why? I would hate to not exploit the wings. Like, I have a lot of success on the wings at my save. Like, I have guys down the right that are really, that inner switch. So I have a wide target I have a wide target man on the right. And I have my right back who doesn't mind playing inverted. So usually those two inter switch with each other a lot. So if the wing back has to take the ball through the middle, he will, and the winger will stay wider, or the winger can drop in and then the right back will just overlap. And that's how I like to play. I always like to play wide like that and just have the wing backs overlap. Because when I play my 4-2-3-1, I don't play the two midfielders next to each other. Yeah, that's how I played in FM22. Yeah. I don't play the two midfielders next to each other. I push one defensive and he's just a ball winner. And I push the box guy forward more. And he becomes more like a deep lying playmaker as a midfielder. I love the 4-2-3-1, but I figured to try something different. Yeah, I need to find something else that works for me in FM, because I'm playing FM10 and I'm using the same formation I'm using in FM24, and different roles. FM24 were way more expressive, whereas in FM10 it's more of a standard 4-2-3-1, a very traditional 4-2-3-1. But there's times where we just don't score, and I'm like, I don't. The problem I'm having in FM10 is too much relies on the midfielders, the two midfielders. So they really distribute like, if they're not distributing the ball well, or playing the ball well, or winning the ball well, we don't have possession. We don't move the ball well up the field. And it kind of, that's fair, yeah. And it's like I need to come up with something other than a 4-2-3-1 that can utilize the team. I don't want to go to a 4-4-2 diamond, but it's not a bad option. But I'm thinking it might have to become a 4-3-3. But I don't have traditional wide midfielders. You have a lot of wingers. And that's basically it. I have a lot of wingers and a lot on the back four. And I don't have a ton of depth in the midfield or at the striker position. So back three is really fun in this FM due to positional play. I hate the back three. I really dislike the back three. I only revert to the back three when we need a goal. Like, when we need a goal, I'll put, I don't know, I just don't enjoy that style of football. So, because what do you play with the back three? You play the 3-5-2? Is that what it is? And then the midfield's just got a fuck ton of people in it? Yeah, I don't have any, but like, I don't have the depth to play a 3-5-2. So, I don't have, that was a terrible corner. I don't really have anybody who likes to play right midfield, left midfield. So I could stagger it, play like three in the central midfield and then two wingers to go with. But it just, I don't know. Need to figure something out. I might do the 4-4. I might, well, no, not really 4-4-2. I don't know. 4-3-3, maybe. But I have it play like a 2-2-6. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh. You know what I might play? because I moved the libero that moves up. You know what I might play that actually will probably work in FM10? FM24, the squad's not built for it, but I might play the 4-3-2-1. Crack out the old Christmas tree. Way defensive, but the squad I was given in FM10 is so poor that the only reason we've done well is because we smash and grab. I actually just smashed and grabbed again today. I played 2 games when I got off work, and the first game they were all over. I played the 4-2-3-1. They were all over us. I moved to the 4-3-2-1, and their opportunities dried up. But then we got one chance in the second half, and it was a golden chance, and we headed it over the bar. And then in the second game, I had the 4-2-3-1. It was back and forth the whole game. It was a brilliant game. And then we scored in the 70th minute, and I immediately moved into the 4-3-2-1, and we just saw the game out. That was it. So I actually moved up to 5th in the league, but we are nowhere near deserving of that. We are so poor. It's just everybody else around us has been dropping points, and that's the only reason why we haven't slipped down the table. We had an 8-game winless run at one point that included 6 consecutive 0-0 draws. Like, it was brutal the mid part of the season. And at that time, we were still in the Combined Counties Premier Cup, the Combined Counties Division I Cup, and the FA Vaz. So, like, I was rotating players out, and we were starting even worse players than the lineup I have, and it was just awful. I had to start, like, the main lineup for a few games on a Wednesday night when we really needed points just to try and pick something up, and they were just fucking dead tired, and I was like, this is awful. The board was like, you need to switch tactics. Like, the fans got on me for sticking with the 4-2-3-1, and I was like, listen, we're gonna play this way. This is the style we fucking play. Like that. I hate it when the board or the supporters say. That's the one thing I hate about FM24, the newer ones, is that now the board and the supporters want you to play a specific style of football, and I'm like, nah, I don't. I'm the manager, man. We play my style. Like, I don't care if they want defensively solid football, counterattacking football. We're going to play. Look, you hired me for a reason. Exactly. We're going to play attacking football. I don't care if we're an underdog, if we're even, if we're the favorites. We're going to have a go at you. Like, and if we lose, we lose. But you can't, none of this like respite shit that a lot of teams do. Like, I don't want teams to park the bus, so we're just going to constantly, or these teams that are like, oh, well, we're okay with the other team having a possession, like a Man City, or, well, not Man City, but, like a Chelsea, and I'm like, no, we're knocking the door down. So. Oh, you know what I could play? It just dawned on me. Since I have a ton of attacking players, and honestly, the one good thing about the club that I am at in FM10 is that they're not just AMLs or AMRs. They're like, they play all three. They play all across the line. I have about 5 or 6 guys that play straight across the line. I should play the 4-1-4-1. Yeah, those guys are gems. Yeah, I should play the 4-1-4-1. Since they're the strongest part of the team, and the defense for the most part, but since they're the strongest part of the team, I should just play the 4-1-4-1 and utilize what I got. I might look into that, actually. I like, though, in FM24, and I've seen Stick do it quite a bit, how that would be sick if you could make that work. Well, I have 3 solid midfield center defensive midfield duos, right? They play both positions. I have 3, I would say, decent players at that position. But then I probably have about 5 decent players that are AMR LCs. So I probably could finagle it because it's FM10, so you only get 5 subs no matter what league you're in because it's old football. So you only can make 3 subs a game and you only can name 5 no matter what division you're in. I think if you get up to the Prem, you're allowed to name 7 subs. But that's it, and you still can only make 3 subs a game. So and I'm not anywhere close to the Prem, so if I can only name 5, I might as well keep doing what I'm doing and have 1 DMMC sub, 1 AMRL RLC sub, 1 striker sub, 1 goalkeeper sub, and 1 backline sub. So I thankfully got a new scout. I had to fire my old scout because the dude recommended to me 3 strikers at 5 stars. He was all like, you would be nuts not to sign this guy. I'm like, alright, cool. I'll do it. I signed all 3 strikers. They have played 45 games and they have scored 4 goals combined. So I'm like, I fired that scout. I was like, you're done, bud. And then somehow, some way, a scout with a national reputation who has a 13 in judging player ability and a 12 in potential ability, judging potential ability. Somehow he signed on an amateur contract for us. Lol, Lingard? I don't know. But it might be Lingard. He might be too busy texting or sliding into DMs and fucking sliding balls into the net. But it's just I might do that. Cut the shit out that corner. We're gonna ignore that fact. Ignore the fact that I just cut the shit out of that corner. I typically never keep a goalkeeper on the bench, but this FM injures goalkeepers like crazy. I have thankfully never had my goalkeeper injured so far in 3 seasons, bar like, you know, a thigh strain he's out 1 to 2 days for. Like whoop-de-doo. I think I've had, I actually think my goalkeeper, whose name is Brat, I actually think I've had to start a keeper for 3 games in his absence. Twice for international duty, and once because he was actually injured. And I think the injury was season 1. Like, my goalkeeper's actually not injury prone. I think his injury prone level is like a 2. It's like super low. So I'm very, very thankful for that. My striker is actually the worst injury-prone player on the team, which is genuinely not good, but then they bag, like, I think my striker played 15 games out of 18 last season, because obviously there's like 2-week breaks in between the games at the amateur level. So they played 15 games, they missed 3, and they still banged in like 12 or 13. No, they banged in 15 goals. So they literally produced a goal a game in the games that they did start in. And I was like, oh my God. Like, even though they were injured, they finished as the league's top scorer by like 4 or 5 goals. They were just way clear. And I was like, so. It's actually the best season they've had so far. I think last season they only had like 6 or 7 and we played 18 games. Yeah, efficient, very efficient. So, hey bro, I'm gonna get ready for my own stream at the moment. Alright, first goal. I'm glad I finally caught your stream. I appreciate you, brother. Good luck. I spun. Good luck with your stream, mate. Are you playing FM? You're playing FM, right? I think you're playing FM at least, right? Ooh, all up on the grass. Lol, I didn't see any spin. It's all good. Yeah, the Monza save. Nice. I'll be in there once the stream is done. I'll see you then. Good luck, mate. And thank you for stopping by. All right. I'm surprised, like, this session went by in a flash. Take your time, bro. Joy Suzuka. Of course. Of course. We actually have the wear on the tires isn't too bad on the hards. We've landed a 34.9. I don't think we can beat that. What are we at now? 25. So we've burned about 29 laps of fuel. I think we started on 54. Might be 56, but I don't know. So. Yeah, good old Yoshi's Island. Great game. Ooh. There's definitely still, even on the hards, maybe not this set because it's worn, and obviously I don't have another set for practice. You only get one set of the hards for practice. But I still feel like, even on the hards, there's time in the lap itself. It's just, it's to the point where we're looking for a tenth or two at the maximum, at the absolute maximum. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get that 34.933 down the rest of the session, given there's only 5 minutes left. But I am excited to see what we can do in qualifying. I think this setup is really good. And I think we are, you know, I think we're going to be a little bit competitive. I'll see what the best overall lap is in a minute.
Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:29.7.
29.7. So even if I took 4 seconds off my 34.9 for the tires and the fuel.
The fastest lap at the moment, 1:29.7.
I would still be 1.2 seconds off that pace. So far, so good on this lap. This might be the one. Six tenths. Not bad on Spoon. Now, if I shed 6 tenths, we'll do the math afterwards, but we can't take 4 seconds off, that's for sure. That was not bad. 34.2. So now you have to figure, okay. The tires still the second, yes, 100%. That would put us at a 33.2. The fuel is not 3 seconds worth. It's maybe a second and a half. So you're maybe looking at, it's not even a second and a half. It's going to be like 1.2 seconds. So you go down to 33.2. That's really that lap was really the equivalent of a 32 flat, if you do the math on it in terms of fuel load, tire wear, tire type. That's probably only a 32 flat, and the fastest time
Okay, so the current
is a
fastest
29.7.
lap,
So that's 2.3
1:29.7.
seconds off the fastest lap. It felt good, but we just don't have the same amount of fuel that we have when we started the session. So and I am in 22nd position.
Right, their best lap time, 1 minute 32.6.
That's a 32 set. So I don't know what tire compound they were on in the front. That's the only problem. I did want to go back a bit. Hold on. There we go. Good old Kirby. All right. This will be the last lap we're going to run. Woo! I gotta shut the blind. Oh, I just went faster in the speed trap? I just went first. How the fuck did I just go first in the speed trap? It's terrible. Alright. Let me get up and just close the blind real quick.
Boom. 30 seconds left in the session.
Oh, there you go. So let's go back to the garage. Let's see if we can get... Oh my god, that didn't give us anything. I want my podium pass. That's going to give me to level 15. So, barely.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
34.2. Best lap is that 1:29.758. We're nowhere close. I'm more looking at practice 3 now, which is going to be the qualifying runs. So what we're going to do here is... Oh, fuck. No, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Fuck. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to swap these parts. I'll have to do it at the end of the practice session. I'm 50 on the MGU, 48 on the gearbox. Or not the MGU, the IC, 48 on the gearbox. So we're going to do qualifying runs. But we'll we'll stop about 5 to maybe 10 minutes before the session, and we'll swap the parts out of the engine. See how we do.
marginal, box within 2 laps.
That's the entire purpose. All right. Ah, I hit the. All right, this is the key one because you have to. You're going in deep and then braking late. You just want to get that, just a small boost of curves to get that over the hill. That was not the best. Bing, bing, bing. Whoa. Wow. I spun it spoon. That's okay. First in the speed trap, let's see how we do. That is a 30.6. There's definitely time in it, so we're gonna put the other soft on, the fresh soft. And what's the tire wear like on the other ones? 14%. Wow. 31.47. How many? What's the Grand Prix? Doesn't tell me here, does it? 53. Let's go out again. Let's do another qualifying run. I have a car behind me? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Right, in this lap, please. Box this lap.
Why would I box this lap?
Driving with the pit assist disabled, you'll need to be mindful of your speed when entering the pit lane. If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and...
There's no, like... Like, Mark. Just shut the fuck up, man. There we go. Purple sector 1, that's what we want to see. Oh, that second Lesmo. Or Degna curve. Sorry, Lesmo, it's not Monza, that's second Degna curve. I thought it was going to really miss that. Because I didn't necessarily love my entry on the first one, but came out okay. There's a half second on this. A 30.1. Oh, it's a purple. How? How? Well, I mean, we know that's not. We know a 30.1 is not going to be good enough for pole when the 29.7 was the best lap last time. However, that is 4/10 off. That's not bad. Leclerc put his 30.8 on the softs. Joe's done a 32.2 on mediums. You give him 5/10. That's a 31.7. So, we got 2 more laps, really, and then the tires are going to be pretty much shot. So,
Box this lap, please. Box this lap. When driving with the pit assist disabled, you'll need to be mindful of your speed when entering the pit lane. If you
Mark,
hit the limiter line
shut
too
the
fast,
fuck up, man.
you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line.
I ain't even pitting, mate. I totally fucked that up. Trying to find my braking point in that first turn. I'm 3/10 down. I think I might be able to make it up. I don't know. We'll see. Tires are worn, but we'll see. Oh, spun. Not the best. This lap might be foo bar. 22 on the front left. Whew. Definitely think this might be a one-stopper, by the way. Might be able to go, honestly, soft to hard. No, that's a full 1.5 seconds slower. Is this is this Dals? No, Zangief, that's right. I was like, is this Dalsim's theme? No, this is Zangief's theme. Another flying lap. On minimal fuel. Not a big yawn, apparently. This might be, because of the tire wear,
This lap, please. Box this lap.
this might be the final lap of the session for us. That's terrible. That's a terrible chicane.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be quicker on the brake. $7.10 still, wow. Go back and play Zangief one more time. Might as well. tires have no fucking grip in them now. And I've only run each tire for 2 laps. I just want to do one more on the freshest set, which is the one I just ran one. It's weird. Sometimes the game started us in spoon, and other times they haven't.
Please box this lap.
You had the pit limit. Shut the fuck up, Mark. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's not gonna happen for us. The tires are shot. And look at that, 32%. I've run 2.5 laps. The softs just are not. I mean, they feel amazing, but they're just not gonna last around here. It's gonna have to be medium to hards, or hards to mediums. And we'll have to monitor what everyone starts on. Magnussen's out of the session. Magnussen crashed. Oh wow, they slid so much I lost 2.4 seconds. So qualifying will be interesting, but the softs have so much pace, but they have no life. They have absolutely no life left in them. So we're gonna tick over. That's still fine. The MGUK is still fine. The MGUH will swap over. The energy, we'll just swap over everything actually. We'll get a fresh set on Suzuka. That'll be the end of the session. So, let's advance.
Sadly, it's
Oh,
time to say
that was
goodbye
good
as
enough for
pre-practice
P3.
is over. However, we'll be
There's no
back
way.
shortly for more Formula One action.
There's no way that's good enough for P3. And we just put fresh engine components on. Qualifying is going to be interesting. I'm telling you that. We got the practice program. He only got 2 development boosts, so there we go. 1296. Let's see the boosts we got that are applied. Stators are going to be down 14%. Energy store cells positioning down 17%. Turbo durability down 13%, 34%. So. Tire blankets now discounted 5% as well. That's good. I've moved up. Did Yarno move up? Yes, he's almost level 6. The claim for the team is now level 8. That's good. So. So, we're going to do qualifying. I know the stream says 44 minutes left. It won't take us 44 minutes to do qualifying. So, we will do qualifying now. And then we will come back tomorrow night for the race. And, yeah. Friday, no stream. Saturday, we'll have some Football Manager while we watch the second game for the Euros. The opening game is behind a paywall because Fox Sports sucks. So we are going golfing on Saturday morning. And then we have the second game of the Euros. And then in the evening, around the time the third game usually kicks off, I'll be having to get ready for the Union game. So there is that. Sunday, we'll be with you all 3 Euro games. So a 9-hour stream Sunday, and we're going to be playing FM/ continuing the 2026 FIFA World Cup watch. Unlike Fox Sports, we're not going to put that behind a paywall. That'll be for free here on Twitch. But we are going to continue with that. I think we should get through the World Cup on Sunday. I think tomorrow's stream will probably get through. I mean, we did a 2.5-hour stream last night. We got through 4 games. So I think there's a chance with me running the menus and everything and the graphics for the Euros, I think there's a chance we get through 3 on Saturday's stream. And I think we do way more than that on Sunday's stream. If we get through 3, we'll be basically... I think if we get through 3, we'll have 4 games left of the group stage, and then we're into the round 32. I think Sunday stream, we will definitely be able to probably get through, honestly, a 9-hour stream. We should get through like 16 games, 12 to 16 games, somewhere around there for the World Cup. So that should be almost the entire round of 32 and around the 16 quarterfinals probably as well. Maybe into the semis. We'll see. And then if we don't finish the World Cup Sunday, we have streams next week as well, where we're playing Football Manager. We'll just clean the World Cup up then, and we'll start. Our preseason does start. We might instant result our preseason. I was actually thinking about that because the skin that I have does have an instant result button. That might be best for our preseason games. I think we just skip the preseason, we get into it, and that way we actually can get through the regular season, or more regular seasons, before FM25 comes out in about, 4 to 5 months time. So I think that's what we do. For us here tonight, the start of our rivalry against Zhou Guan Yu.
Everybody from a venue that has seen plenty of sensational laps over the years. Remember, Verstappen in 23, Vettel in 2019. Some phenomenal pole laps. But whose will it be today?
Hopefully it'll be ours, but I don't think we're going to get pole. We'll see. Such a good track. Really is a great track. Apparently, my driver's being interviewed. But we are going to get out there. Park Ferme. Yes. We want to make sure there's no fuel in the car. There is no fuel in the car. We are going to go out there. Flying lap. Let's go. Here we go with our hot lap. want to get a little bit to get up and over that hill, that's all. Ooh, that felt good. Might not have 100%. I don't know. I should be okay. Fuck off, Sonoda. There you go, you stupid. Boom, 1:30.063. So the lap that we did in practice 3, we were able to replicate. And that, oh, that's second. Alonso is literally less than a tenth off from us. Piastri is 16 thousandths of a second quicker than us. This lap has got to be good enough to get into Q2, I think. We're looking for top 17. Otmir also, by the way, quicker than Hulkenberg. What a terrible lap. Let's see. We've got 5 minutes left in the session. They're going to go out for a second run. I think I'm okay on a 30.06. We'll see. Magnussen has beaten Otmir now, who's freaking 8 tenths off the pace. I think I got into Q2. The big question is this going to be good enough for Q3? So fifth for my time. Otmir is the slowest, and he's the slowest by almost 9 tenths. So he's really just not quick. But we're hoping to improve the car by the time we sign Chadwick. So we do have Q2 coming up. We have out-qualified Zhou. So Zhou's out in Q1, which means we're going to get the point for the qualifying straight off the bat for the rivalry. I actually feel decent about the rivalry. I think we've got a chance. Let's go out and do another flying lap and see if we can get into Q3. I think if we do get into Q3, we qualify on the medium, so I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. A little wide there, but it's okay. Just want to get it up the hill. Oh, that felt good. .091 for Hamilton. I don't feel like I've done, well, the 29.7 I'm not beating. I don't think I've done a 30.0.
And that's P13, P13.
It's a 30.0 anyway. It's a 30.049. the big question is that good enough for Q3? It's going to be tight. We are now P7. We might be out. We might go out here. They're going to do another lap on the softs. I was going to save mine for Q3 if I make it there. We'll see if I do. And oh, I might have just made it. I looked and I thought I'm P9, I think. We'll see. Q3 with this car would be insane. I am. Oh, Russell and Gasly have penalties as well. So Russell, Gasly's going to start P19. We are guaranteed, basically, to out-qualify Zhou. Do I go on the softs and then start on the mediums? I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do one last lap here. We might do, I don't know. I think mediums. I think medium hard is the only option I have for the race. Honestly, just because the wear's so bad. It might be a two-stop or even it might be like a hard, soft, medium. Because they say the hards are going to last 44 laps, and that might be okay. Really, 30 is probably going to be their limit, and then you got to make up 23 laps elsewhere, and I don't think the mediums are going to last that long. Bit sloppy that first section. Lot of curb on Degna 2. Sorry.
The fastest lap at the moment, 1:29.8.
The 29.8 I'm not beating. But I just gave a sorry, that's a big burp. I just gave a Red Bull behind me basically the toe all the way down to the chicane. So he's gonna have a blinder of a lap, I think. I did a 30.3, a much slower time. 3/10 off than the time I did in the first two Qs, but it might be 10th. It might be P10 here. I do have another set of softs, but I would not have. Let's go. Let's go. Let's try it. I'm gonna say fuck it and go. This is it. Time will expire while we're on this lap. This is it. One and done. Sorry, big burp. I haven't had time to mute. That's a 29.9. And it's still 9. That's a 29.9 and it's still 9. Oh my goodness me. Bro. How? How have I done I think it's a 29.9. It's a 29.9.
For the big race tomorrow.
A 29.9.
No doubt, be a fantastic race.
Jesus. I want to snip it and send it to Snicky. But like, wow. Oh my goodness me. Sorry. Whew. That is, okay, so 6/10 off the lead, fine. Yeah, I'm not going to be quick, but like, it's the fact that that is a very quick lap. Like a very quick lap. So qualifying complete. We got the qualifying position over show. We're going to take a 2-1 lead into the race. So a lot of acclaim on the line. 1,400. That should give me a good amount of acclaim too. That qualifying system, almost level 7. Jarno just went to level 6. The team is going to get to about 3/4 of the way, between 2/3 and 3/4 of the way done. Level 8. But that was a solid qualifying. And I really looked. P3, Q1, Q2, like the 130.0 was going to be where my pace was at. And then I stuck at 29.9. That's brilliant. That is actually, I'm very proud of that lap. So, good old Funky Kong's theme. It's 53 laps around Suzuka, but it's going to be meant for another night. That is it for me. If you're on the YouTube, we're going to say goodbye to you first. Thank you so much for watching this practice session around Suzuka. We'll be back shortly with part 2 of race 4 in season 1. Race 4 of the career mode, season 1 at Suzuka. So until the next episode, take care of yourselves. We hope to see you soon.